So it seems like we have to ask every person on the offense about Darren Waller. You're very close to Darren Waller. Everything you read in the offseason after he was traded here, and whatever videos or highlights you may have seen versus what you've actually seen in person, what's your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to really connect with him last year at tight end U, so I was already kind of aware of his, very unique abilities. But just being able to just actually talk and see how he views things off the field, I think, is the biggest eye opener for me. He's a very smart guy, and he helps myself and helps the whole offense just with different things that he can do. And obviously we see it on film all the time and what he did in Las Vegas. But being able to just pick his brain off the field, I think, is what makes him the most unique.
I mean, there are some teams in this league where if you get a tight end in the room, all of a sudden everybody kind of takes a back seat. Within this offense, it seems like, there's opportunities. They're willing to use more than one tight end on the field, differing skill sets, that kind of thing. Have you guys talked about what the combination in tandem that you guys might be able to do offensively this year together?
Well, I mean, Coach Caff and Dave's, they do a lot of different personnel and they do a lot of different things with the offense. And we haven't got down to the specifics of it. I think that they're trying to put on different things right now to show on film and see what we can do as a whole offense. Really just evaluate guys on every perspective, and they'll make those decisions as we go forward.
Thanks, man.
Tim Jones.
Hey, Daniel, thank you for doing this. Appreciate it. In the time that you've been with Darren Waller, and I know that you mentioned a year ago as well, does he freely share knowledge? Does he wait till you ask a question and then he's certainly available? Like, what is his give and take like as a veteran who's seen a lot in this league and frankly in his life as well?
Yeah, no, he definitely kind of both ways. He definitely comes out like if he sees something on film that he thinks I could do better or Cage could do better, or anybody in the tight end room, he'll definitely speak up and give his thoughts on a play, and then vice versa. If he does something on the field, or he comes off the field, and I ask him, I'm like, hey, what did you see here or what did you see there? And he's always open to giving us his experience and his thoughts on a play.
Do you ever say wow watching like a practice rep, or like today pads go on, who knows what happens then, but like you're smiling? I mean,
yeah, all the time. All the time, yeah. I mean, he's a unicorn player, and just watching him be able to do what he does, even at his age, it's amazing. It's definitely a lot of wow moments with Darren.
Does it help that he comes across, even in our short interactions with him, as just the nicest guy you're going to meet?
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. I mean, that was the biggest thing for me, is being able to just talk to him as a person. I think he's been helping me a lot and helping everybody. He's a good guy all around.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. What have the veterans in the room told you about what you should expect from year one to year two, and what do you expect, coming off your first year?
Yeah, just taking the things that that I needed to improve on my first year and using it in this second year. And the biggest thing that I'm getting feedback from other guys, and biggest thing I'm experiencing myself, is just having more confidence going into a play or to a practice, and being able to understand not just my job and my responsibility, but now being more confident knowing everybody's job and knowing the whole scheme of a play, instead of just focusing on my one job. I can now see the field better and be more confident about a play.
Do you have more confidence?
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely have more confidence now, and I feel more confident being able to read the defense as well, and just different kind of small things that I was so hyper focused on last year, that now I can really sit back and be okay, I got this and I got that, and I still have to make sure I'm good at those things, but being able to focus on bigger picture things as well.
And one more quickly, there was a lot of questions about Darren Waller, obviously. His coming here affects you position-wise, certainly. As good a teammate as he is, and all those wow moments, do you say, well, I may have to accept that the ball is just not going to be there for me as often, or snaps or things like that? There's a role for you, but do you have to adjust that in your head at all?
I don't really think of it like that. What Darren does opens up for everybody, not just in the tight end room, but in the receiving room, and opens up everything altogether. So I wouldn't say I think about the targets or the passers or whatever that is. I think of it as just what's going to help the team the best, what's going to put us in the best position to win. And I think Darren does a great job for us and for myself.
Thanks.
We'll take one more. Mark Cannizzaro.
Daniel, I have two separate questions. One of them is on Leonard Williams. I'm just kind of curious. I know you haven't been around that long, but when you look across the line at him, whether it be in practice or whatever, what do you see? How dominant of a player is he in your eyes?
Yeah, well, one, he's a big human being, so that's the first thing I see is his, just sheer size, him and Dex. But I just see him as a veteran player. He has small things about his game that you don't really see from younger guys. You definitely see from older guys and vets like himself. And he's dominant in the fact that he's really good at the small details of his work and his craft, and it shows up not just on game day, but in every day in practice.
And just a bigger picture thing. Again, you're only in year two, but last year, because the Giants hadn't been to the playoffs in a long time, and a new regime coming in, they were not necessarily huge expectations, result-wise from the outside world. You guys go and make the playoffs and whatnot. Now there's a lot more expectations on you guys. How do you handle that as a team, as a group, and yourself? And do you welcome those expectations? Do you embrace those?
Yeah, of course we hold ourselves to the highest expectations. Coach Dave talks about it every day, and just about how we have to hold ourselves to a high standard. But we don't really worry about the outside noise. We just kind of focus on what we need to do day by day to get better. And of course we have, the ultimate goal is to get to the Super Bowl, and just make sure that we do what we need to do day by day to get there.